Hi everyone. So I know a lot of people are still waiting for buying the iPhone 13 or 13 mini. So I thought why not make the full review of both of these. Actually, I'm going to talk about iPhone 13 more, but I will also compare it with the 13 mini so you get better idea which phone to buy. As the 13 Pro is really expensive in India, I chose the 13 mini as my first iPhone from the series. It was around $150 cheaper in India and it was offering everything that iPhone 13 offers. But recently, the iPhone 13 has been on discount, at least in India. So the price difference between both of them are less than $100. So in that case, I think this is the best value iPhone you can get. And another reason is the base variant is 128 GB, unlike the last year 64 GB. So I think it is much better value than the last year iPhone as well. So design wise, there's nothing new in this phone. So if you already have iPhone 12, there is literally no reason to get this phone. If you have a phone older than iPhone 11, then maybe it can be a good upgrade, but otherwise you're not going to feel any difference. The phone still comes with that 60Hz refresh rate display. Yes, I say most of the time that it is still better than a lot of Android phone with 120Hz refresh rate, but nevertheless it is 60Hz, and if you want the high refresh rate display, you need to purchase iPhone 13 Pro, which is very expensive in India. Even the performance difference from last two generation is not going to be too big for at least 2 more years. So if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, this phone will feel more or less the same in terms of performance. I really think the iPhone 13 mini is more exciting phone than the 13 because of its uniqueness. You really can't find such a small flagship phone with amazing battery life for its size. Even after all of that, I still think the 13 is the most practical phone and the most value for money phone you can buy in the iPhone series. I know it's a boring looking phone, but it is one of the most premium phone you can buy, and Apple knows how to make premium phones. It is light and heavy at the same time, light enough to use it with one hand and heavy enough to make it feel premium. The only thing I wish that this phone also had that Mac back because it attracts a lot of fingerprint sensor, but Apple needs to sell their 13 Pro. The display has been upgraded too. It's basically iPhone 12 Pro's display, as it has better brightness with up to 800 nits on manual, 1200 nits in HDR. Honestly, it's not a very exciting display, not punchy or vibrant like many other OLED display out there. But if you like natural color, it is a very well balanced display. This display also supports Dolby Vision and it supports HDR on every OTT app. The notch still hangs out there near the content, but it's still a great experience to watch anything on the screen. And paired with those loudspeakers, it is a great media consumption device. Listen to this. They are actually really loud, clear. I mean, it has great depth. So it is a flagship level speaker, so you don't have to worry about it. Talking about the flagship speaker, it reminds me of the amazing performance of this phone. I mean, it's not actually reminding me because I already wrote it, but you get the point. It is a very power efficient chip. Even though it shared the same architecture as last year, Apple is really working on the power efficiency on all their new chips, which is definitely needed in especially Android industry. The phone performs the way you want to in a flagship phone. It just works, no weird lag or anything, it's just blazing fast. It won't make you feel that it has 4 GB RAM. The RAM management is also really good. And if you play games on your phone, the GPU is also amazing. I mean, this phone is so boring that I really don't have much to complain about. Even the battery life for this compact phone is really good. I mean, if I compare both of the batteries, the iPhone 13 mini, it's still amazing than most of the bigger Android flagships out there. And the 13 is just takes up one notch above. So if you are someone like me, you will get at least 1.5 to 2 days of battery life with the motor it uses, but it's definitely a one-day working phone. The battery life is still 100% on both of my phones. I know the 13 is not very old phone, but on 13 mini, which I'm using for over 9 months, it's still 100%. So this is the best phone you can get when it comes to the battery with this size. If I have to complain about something here, it is going to be the slow charging. It is only 20 watt, and with that Apple charger as well, it usually takes around 2 hours to charge this phone. I mean, in that regard, 13 minutes still better. It can fully charge at least up to 80%. It just takes around 30-40 minutes, but after that it's going to take some time. It slows down the charging, but for this phone you will have to wait for 2 hours. I can get up to 10 hours of screen on time if I'm using the phone in one day, and I can usually get 6 hours of screen on time over the period of 2 days with my iPhone 13. And if I talk about 13 mini, I get easily a full day with 7 to 8 hours of screen on time with my light usage with social media. But I can get up around 5 hours of screen on time with 1.5 day of usage. And my biggest complaint will always be the lightning port. I have two chargers on my bedside, one for everything and one for this iPhone and sometimes my AirPods Pro. Okay, let's forget about that for a while and talk about the cameras. The main sensor has been upgraded and that's why it is the bigger size lenses last year, hence the diagonal design. And for the most part, they perform the same as last year except the low light, and there is a little bit more shallow depth of field because of the bigger sensor. Yes, I miss the telephoto lens, but again, they have to sell their Pro series. If I just talk about the photos, the most of the part they're great. It's a simple point and shoot camera, and more than 90% of time you don't have to worry about whether the photo is going to come out right or not. If I have to complain about something, it will be the front camera and the weird skin tone. But this camera has never disappointed me. It's fast and the videos coming out of this are really smooth, unlike any Android phone out there. I have also compared this phone with S22 and Pixel 6, so you can go check that out. Okay, now the most controversial topic for Android fanboys, iOS. And all I can say is that yes, it is exactly what you think it is until you use it. Yes, iOS is boring. Yes, it's not as customizable after the iOS 16 release of that lock screen customization. Yes, the file system still sucks and the notifications are all over the place. But it is better in so many ways that you will be stuck with if those things work out for you. It has been a really smooth experience. Yes, you can see some app crashes or setting might freeze here and there. It's not perfect, but it is easy to forget all of that because the app experience has been phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, it is a boring phone, but it offers a lot, so it's a very easy recommendation for a lot of people. It gives you a great experience, great performance, great camera, and great battery life. So yeah, for short term, it might be expensive, but for long term, it might be an investment for you. And if you're confused between choosing iPhone 13 and the mini, I'd say 13 is a better value, but 13 mini is a phone that you will enjoy more. So this is the last mini because the iPhone 14 does not have a mini phone, and the main reason is it's a small display, so it's not selling really well. So I would say go check this phone out first before purchasing it. I know it's going to take some time for you to get used to it, but when you get used to it, you will fall in love with it. Let me know if I forget anything. I'm not going to talk about the call quality, call reception, Wi-Fi because everything works great. But if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box or you can just message me on Twitter. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then.